Take the sabotage of the Nord Stream pipeline. It was immediately blamed on the Russians, which is almost inconceivable. Why on earth should the Russians sabotage their own major capital investment? And for what possible purpose? If they wanted to stop gas from flowing to Europe, all they have to do is turn a lever. They don't have to destroy their main capital investment. So the idea was crazy in the first place. If you ask which country had the capability and the motivation to destroy the pipeline, it's immediately obvious. The United States. Wasn't a secret even. They kept saying, we have to stop this pipeline. President Biden said, we're going to prevent it. Nobody else, maybe Poland working for the United States, but nobody else had. But you just cannot say this. And it's interesting the way it's handled. I wrote an article about it recently. There was a spate of articles in the press a couple of weeks ago saying there's now some skepticism about whether Russia sabotaged the pipeline. That's brilliant propaganda. The idea that Russia sabotaged the pipeline is outlandish, but we now establish the assumption, the presupposition that Russia was responsible, not us. We don't even talk about that. But to show how free and open we are, we even allow some skepticism about this idiotic idea. That's sophisticated propaganda, not trivial. Uh, uh, I presume that most of the world is laughing and ridicule about this, because who else could have sabotaged the pipeline? But it's a very impressive propaganda exercise. Let's put the blame on the Russians. It's a technique that's sometimes called the thief technique. If you're caught with your hand in somebody's pocket, don't deny that a robbery is taking place because it's too obvious. Point somewhere else and say, thief, and maybe everybody will run over there and not notice that you have your hand in his pocket. It's a pretty standard propaganda technique, and it's being used very brilliantly now, as in the case I just mentioned. Today, as you may have noticed, Seymour Hersh came out with a long investigation of the sabotage of the pipeline, giving a lot of details about what should have been understood to be obvious in the first place, and most of the world did understand to be obvious. He'll be silenced and vilified, you can be sure of that, but called anti-American, Putin lover, one of the other techniques of demonization. But the point is pretty simple, and I think most of the world understands this very well.